All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we'll give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakwa Kwadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the brothers that are doing this work in truth, sincerity. We're going to jump right into the lesson. This is Proverbs 21 and 4. And it says, haughty eyes, a proud heart, and evil actions are all sin. Because evil actions are all result of a proud mind and haughty eyes. And that's basically thinking that you got it, man, that you're on some type of level, that you're on some type of status, or even trying to project yourself as some type of level or some status. Those are, the scripture said that the Lord, he hates the proud, man. And that can get you, that's been a downfall of many men, where they thought that they were in some type of position or status, man. Now, it's true that the Lord has implemented rank and order in this truth. And the Lord has, like the apostles say, there's levels to this truth. But your position or your rank or whatever level that you're on in terms of knowledge or anything like that, it doesn't make you better than the other man. If you're on a higher level and the brother's on a lower level, what that actually does, it makes you more responsible to those other brothers that are on a lower level than you. It makes you responsible to them, to educate them, to bring them up, to finesse them, to not finesse them, but to bring them up to your level, man. To be an example to them, that's why the scripture says, "Iron sharpens iron, so is the man accounters of his friend." And we experienced leaders and so-called leaders and camp leaders that they abused their position and privileges in the truth, thinking that they were untouchable. And whatever you attain in this life, it's all gonna perish anyways, man. And the Lord can turn your world upside down at any moment. That's something to think about. So let's go ahead and get that in the KJV. This is Proverbs 21 and 4. It says, "A high look and a proud heart and the plowing of the wicked is sin." And that all deals with pride, man. So humility and meekness, that's basically the way to go. Because if you really think about it, the elect are gonna be always self-examining, always having introspection of themselves, always striving to improve themselves, man. Not for the sake of self-glorification, but for the sake of being a better instrument in the ministry. So in the scriptures warn repeatedly about, thinking of yourself. And go ahead and get that. This is Proverbs, Romans, I think it is. I had it marked. We're getting the KJV first. It says, "For I say," this is Paul speaking, and Paul was given a vast amount of knowledge, man. The scriptures talk about how his letters were hard to understand. He was given a very vast and very deep amount of understanding. He's responsible for the majority of the writings in the New Testament, and he played a heavy part in establishing the church, man. In propelling the church. He was the appointed servant to the Israelite foreigners, man. So, and he knew understand all these things, and he always displayed himself in very humble, very meek position, man. He never used his standings to lord over others. And Paul's like, one of the greatest men in the Bible. He's one of the greats, like they call it. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna read this. This is Romans 12 and 3. It says, "For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think for himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as Yahweh has dealt every man the measure of faith." So that shows you right there. That puts it plain and simple. You're not to think of yourself more highly than you ought to think. You know, and you're not supposed to think yourself in a high manner. You're supposed to think of yourself in a condition of meekness and lowliness. You know, we are all here by grace. That's why this right here it says that the gifts of grace is a subtitle for this part of the scriptures. And if you look up that word grace, it goes into unmerited favor. Let's go ahead and get that word grace. It says, let me see here. It says graciousness of manner or an act or concrete little figure, spiritual spirit, the divine influence upon the heart and its reflection upon the life, including gratitude, acceptable benefit, favor, gift, grace, liberty, pleasure, thanks. That which affords joy, pleasure. So the grace that we have, is a certain joy and pleasure the Lord has upon us, and that's unmerited. That's undeserving, and that's all done by predestination. So we're gonna go ahead and get a few scriptures pertaining to that subject. Let's go ahead and get Proverbs 16 and 18. And it says, pride goes before destruction. And like, we spoke earlier, that has been a downfall of many men. I have witnessed it. And you do witness it in everyday life too. Now, right now you're seeing the downfall of the wicked. The pride in the heart deceived thee of Esau Edom. You're seeing his destruction. You're seeing the downfall of many of these celebrities out here that thought they were on some type of level, man. So you're seeing these scriptures come true. Every word of the Bible is coming true, man. The pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better is to be of a humble spirit with the lowly, than to divide the spoil with the proud. And who is the lowly? Those are the men of low estate, man. The men of low status in this world, And brothers are low status in this world, man. We're not in any types of positions or of wealth or status in the world, man. We are just what you call the everyday Joes, but in reality, we are not, man. We are Most High willing, and we are those elect men. We are the prophets, the sons of God, the Most High, sons of the Most High, those men that are sent out. And the office of a prophet is the highest office that one man can hold. That's the highest calling, man. But and what makes it the highest calling, because the men that received that calling and performed that calling, you look at the scripture, they were the humblest of men. Let's go ahead and get a few more scriptures. Get Proverbs, the 25th chapter. It says Proverbs 25th chapter, start at verse 27. It says, it is not good to eat much honey, so for men to search their own glory is not glory. You got to be careful of how you portray yourself, man. You see that through social media, men and women. You see them, making these posts, putting these posts, making the accounts, putting out these posts of them being some type of fucking man, like look at me type shit, and getting likes and hearts, and it's not about us, man. It's about the glorification of Yahweh Shai, not the goody machoni. So for men to search their own glory is not glory. So that's not glory, man. That's basically vanity. It says, yeah, that was the scripture I wanted to get. Let's get a Proverbs 26 and 12. There's one in there as well. It says, seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There's more hope of a fool than of him. So once again, that speaks of thinking you're something, when you ain't really, when you ain't really that, man. Or try and portray yourself as someone of status, because of whatever you got, man, or whatever you attain, or you have them much women, you know. Hey, man, if you got those things, and hey, keep that to yourself, man. You know, keep that to yourself. If you a type of brother that can get you you know, 2 or 3 women and deal with them, hey, keep that to yourself, man. That's your business. Ain't nobody want to know about that. You know, if you you know, you know, don't promote yourself. We're trying to say, man. You know what? Just give the glory to the Lord. You know, keep it spiritual, keep it humble. Let's go ahead and get Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter. And the 16th verse, it says, "Be not righteous over much, neither make yourself over wise." Because when you do that, that's basically you're saying, "Well, I'm better than you because I do this, or I'm more righteous than you because I do this. I pay more tithes than you, or I whatever." That's wrong too, man. You know, the Lord's gonna put every man, give every man according to the measure of faith, and that man, he's gonna act in according to faith, man. So, you know, that can lead to pride too, being righteous over much, trying to be overly righteous. You know, thinking that you're more moral, more spiritual than the next brother, man. You know, just because you know, just because you know you thinking that you on some type of level, man. You know, the Lord dealing more with you than other brothers. I mean, you know, we've seen men like that. We've seen men like that where, you know, they will say, "Oh, the Lord dealing with me on this level." You know, he's making it seem like the Lord's only dealing with him. And that dude ain't around no more, man. Because he was one of them individuals that, you know, put himself in a proud position, man. So be not over much wicked, you'd be like, "Fool, why should I die before that time?" So you gotta find a balance in things, man. You gotta find a balance in everything you do. You know, and you gotta watch everything you do. And one of the ways you do that is having that humble, meek mind state. You know, and that can't be stressed enough, man. Let's get a Micah. This I think it's the 6th chapter. Till a little bit on the weather, but okay. This is Micah 6:8, and it says, "He has showed thee, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of thee?" You know, it says, "But to do justly and to love mercy," and here's the key right here, "and to walk humbly with thy power." To do justice, to love mercy, and walk humbly with thy power. You know, that's a man of the Lord right there. That's what's required of you. You know, keeping the commandments, whole duty of man. That's the duty, and the requirements are these: walk justly, love mercy, walk humbly with thy God, with thy power. To do justly and to love mercy. Now, when you love mercy, that means that you show mercy. That means that you desire mercy. You know, I think the scripture said to the merciful, to the merciful, I will show mercy. Something to that effect. You know, so there's many scriptures that point that out. And we're gonna end it with the word of Yahweh Shai. Let me go ahead and get it. Let me see here. Matthew. I think it's this. Yeah, this is Matthew, start at verse 1. This is the subtitle of this: "Who is the greatest?" Matthew 18:1. Same time came the disciples to Yahushua, saying, "Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" And Yahushua called the little child to him and set him in the midst of them, and said, "Verily I say unto you, say, be converted and become as little children, shall not enter to the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as a little child, the same is the great in the kingdom of heaven." So that, once again, Yahushua speaking of humility, of being humble. And also said that he is the greatest among you, shall be serving them all. You know, so that's the mind state that Yahushua encouraged and taught. So thinking yourself of status or superiority, that's basically Antichrist, man. You know, there's a lot of lessons to be learned in these scriptures, man. There's a lot of things that when you really reflect on, they really humble you. When it's humility, humbleness comes peace. You know, and being proud and arrogant, that brings about destruction and all kinds of problems. But with that being said, it's a real quick lesson here at the plantation. Most I will and hope is edifying. That will give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Call hello, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Brothers keep on pushing. Shalom.